It's no secret that things have not been great in the old US of A lately. Government shock troops are rampaging through the streets. Billionaires are stripping our last remaining news outlets for parts. And I just bought a pint of raspberries that cost $43. But don't worry, President Trump has an announcement that's going to turn everything around.
America is back.
There's a new hat. We just came out. America is back.
America is back. Thanks for that inspiring halftime speech, Coach. Team, I know we're down 55-0, but on the other hand, I made a hat. Hope that helps. Good luck in the second half. It's bad enough they release hats as often as iPhone updates, but it doesn't even look like Trump's heart is in this one. Can someone ask him a fun question to cheer him up a bit? And please make sure it's not about a subject that he's desperately trying to avoid.
A lot of women who are survivors of Epstein's are unhappy with those redactions that came out. Some of them, entire witness interviews are totally blacked out.
Caitlin Collins, ixnay on the dead edophile pay. This is supposed to be a fun merch drop. Trying to hold the president to account is really killing the vibe here. Mr. President, why don't you answer the question in the dignified and respectable manner that we've come to expect?
You know, she's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile on your face.
I'm asking you about survivors.
You know why you're not smiling? Because you know you're not telling the truth.
Damn. That is messed up. Can I talk to the president alone for just a second? Hey, DJ, a few thoughts, all right? I don't know if there's ever a time to tell a reporter to smile, but I'm almost positive it's not when she's asking you about sex trafficking victims. I mean, even if she did smile, would that make it better? Hey, I'd like to ask you about that pedophile ring. But to be fair to the president, he's really tired of being asked all these questions that he refuses to answer.
I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else.
Yeah, of course you want to move on to something else. I would too if I was in the Epstein files thousands of times. I feel the same way when the IRS tries to audit me. Hey, guys, I appreciate your interest, but me and my business jacuzzi are ready to move on. But you know what? Donald Trump is right about one thing. There are a lot of other important issues to focus on, like what exactly?
The president has announced his intention to build a giant arch across from the Lincoln Memorial.
Whee! I'm the president. My arch is gonna fly. And now it's fighting Godzilla. And now it's telling Barbie to smile. And now it's marrying the Washington Monument. Oh yeah. Is that what you guys laugh at? Stuff like that? Okay, so the president has decided to spend his time building a giant arch. How giant are we talking?
The Washington Post reports it could stand as high as 250 feet, just 40 feet shorter than the U.S. Capitol.
Two people say he's grown attached to the idea, despite some architectural experts being alarmed by the scale.
I'd like it to be the biggest one of all.
Wow, get excited, people. Trump is building Washington, D.C.'s hottest suicide destination. First off, it's never good when the architectural experts use the word alarmed. And secondly, do we need the world's biggest arch? This is how you can tell Trump doesn't live with Melania full time, because this is one of those ideas men have when they're home alone for too long. Whenever my wife goes away 2 days into her trip, I'm like, actually, you know, we do need a skate park in this living room. And as for the arch design, it's basically just copying the Arc de Triomphe. And honestly, if we're going to be derivative of France, let's not just settle for their arches. How about socialized health care? Or even better, the right to... Or even better, the right to start a riot when your boss emails you after 5 p.m. But fine. I guess go build your arch. Then we can get back to those important issues that you are so eager for America to return to. So what do you got?
President Trump announcing he will shut down the Kennedy Center for 2 years for a top-to-bottom renovation.
No, Trump is shutting down the Kennedy Center for 2 years? But I promised my wife we'd go see the Bulgarian National Modern Jazz Dance Company. Damn you, Trump. Strange he's doing this now, since they already renovated the Kennedy Center the last time he was president. There can't be another reason he wants to shut it down for 2 years, right? Right? Right?
That planned closure is coming after a slew of artists canceled performances once the president purged the Kennedy Center's board, naming himself chairman and putting his own name on the building.
Ah, yeah. He decided to close the Kennedy Center, the same way your friend who collects dolls decided to become celibate. Come on, Trump, you can replace those performers. There's plenty of great conservative artists like Nicki Minaj and Kanye West, and I'm sure someone else will also have a mental breakdown soon. Also, hasn't the Kennedy family been through enough? The assassinations, the scandals, spending Thanksgiving with RFK Jr. Instead of turkey, I spatchcocked a raccoon. But fine, I'll give you the arch. And I'll give you the Kennedy Center. Just please, for the love of God, stop building stuff and focus on your actual job.
The president has shared what he calls the first public rendering of the future White House ballroom. The estimated cost of the project has skyrocketed from $200 million to now $400 million.
Oh, that's right, the ballroom. I mean, I guess it doesn't suck. But for $400 million, it's definitely not blowing me away. I mean, who designed this thing? Frank Lloyd, just all right?
Architecture slam!
Let's sum up how we got here. The President of the United States is in the Oval Office insulting professional reporters for asking about his administration's mishandling of the highest profile sex trafficking case in American history. And instead of answering these questions, he'd rather spend his time on his construction fetish of building his arch, a new Kennedy Center, and a giant ballroom he and his friends can dance in while the rest of the country collapses around them. Or, in other words,
America is back.
God, that enthusiasm is infectious.